Well, as we start a new session up here in Albany, everybody's got priorities to maintain and a lot of work to get done. Hi there, it's Meet the Leaders. I'm David Smith. Nice to have you with us. And look who's here. Assemblyman Marcos Crespo is with us from the Bronx, Hunts Point section, 85th District. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Thank you. It's good to
Welcome.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you.
Another session.
Another
begins.
session. Another session. And another busy session.
Yeah.
You're shifting gears a little bit this year in terms of your ultimate responsibilities.
Yes. Yeah. So up until last year, for a few years, I chaired reapportionment and demographics, which oversaw some of the work regarding the census, and will soon endeavor into redistricting as we complete the next census.
Right.
But also the Puerto Rican Hispanic Task Force, and we were able to work through many of the issues affecting Puerto Rico and Latino communities in general around the state, but also with our conference in Puerto Rico dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Maria and bringing resources to the island and organizing a lot of efforts statewide to support the Puerto Rican community. And so we did a lot of great things. It was an exciting endeavor, but time for a change. There'll be new leadership, and my colleague Maritza Davila from Brooklyn will be the new chair, and I'm excited about her leadership and
Great.
her voice. And I'll be now taking on the Labor Committee here in the Assembly. So we'll be making sure to fight for the opportunities for men and women, working men and women across the state, to make sure that those opportunities continue to exist in our state, where they're under threat in other areas.
Big job.
Yeah.
And demands from all sectors in all sorts of different portions of labor. What is your first interest and concern?
Well, look, first of all, for me, this is very personal as well. My family, my father was an undocumented immigrant when he first came here. I was born in Puerto Rico, citizen by birth. But my father's opportunities came out of his involvement in labor. He was a DC-9 painter. And I've always understood how important it is for somebody to be able to get up very early, work very hard, and that lead to a working class lifestyle, right? And he was able to afford us a roof over our head, a plate of dinner, and opportunities to go to college, to do other things. And for me, I just view the opportunity to chair labor to make sure that the workforce of the state continues to see that success, that wherever people get up to go to work, that leads to economic prosperity and stability for themselves, and that we protect workers across the state. There are a number of things that we can do to enhance those opportunities, and that's what I look forward to doing with the committee.
Unions are getting a lot of heat these days from all corners of the country, and clearly that's something you've got to be very concerned about.
Oh, it is. There are threats, national and local, but I think they serve a crucial role in creating opportunities, demanding opportunities, safety, and proper wages and protections for workers across the state. But there are a number of other issues as well that need to be taken up. Safety and job sites and construction sites, that's important to me. Making sure that we are providing better resources across the state through an educated and prepared workforce that is getting its fair share. And business opportunities matter as well. You know, we want business to thrive in New York State and to be able to afford those jobs. So there's a balance that has to be put in.
That's a big balancing
like
act.
It is, but nothing simple, and that's what we do, and we'll look at all the issues and we'll hear all sides, but it's important that we work really hard. I mean, the economy today is making it harder and harder for working class families to get by and get by well. And that's something we need to look at. And I think as government, we need to make sure that we are supporting an economic environment in our state that provides for a working class. That people who want to endeavor to do more, great. If you want to go out there and start a big business, knock yourself out, fantastic. But if you're somebody who gets up every day, puts in your 9 to 5, and works like heck to make sure you provide for your family, that should be rewarded as well. And I think that we can be responsible in our approach to that and make sure that policy reflects that interest, that where tax dollars are going, that we are ensuring that those opportunities are afforded. So there are a number of ways that we can accomplish that.
Well, you mentioned tax dollars, and we've talked with a number of committee heads and so forth. Everybody's enthusiastic. Everybody recognizes the fact that they want more for their particular area of interest. And that invariably leads to taxes and a little added input from everybody.
And look, and we have some major investments to consider across the board, right? We know that transportation in the state requires significant investments, whether it's the MTA or the needs in upstate New York are just as important. We know that education is always a topic of conversation. We know healthcare is under threats by federal changes, public housing across the state. So there's a number of areas that are demanding significant investments, and there aren't significant new revenues. So there are going to be some tough decisions to be made, as there are every year. As it relates relates to labor and workforce, I think it's just as much an issue. It's not about more money per se. It's really about making sure that where we are spending public dollars or where opportunities of investment there are, that we're really getting our bang for our buck. That we support workforce development. That we are helping close loopholes that ensure good wages for those that are out there, constructing our roadways or building our infrastructure or doing all these things that we as a state already invest billions of dollars in. So it's about those things as well, and we're excited about the challenge. Those significant issues, but that's every year. Every session we have these. We'll get through it, and then that's what we're here for.
Well, now that you're securely with Democrats in Senate as well as the House, as well as, of course, in the big chair, that should make things a little easier?
We hope so, but I'll believe it when I see it. I think look, every house has its challenges, its issues, its politics to deal with. We'll see. I'm encouraged. I believe that a lot of the issues that were held up because of ideological differences should no longer be held up. But we've seen Democrats in control before, and I think we all have to be held accountable. So it's not about promising that; it's about deliverables. And we'll see this session what we're able to do. I have full faith and confidence in Speaker Hasty. I believe he has a clear vision, and I know his relationship with Senator Stuart Cousins, the leader in the Senate, will lead to some great projects and synergy in terms of our policy goals. And I'm hopeful that means that we could all work together towards accomplishing things that have been held up for long. Dream Act.
Gotta have hope, and that's the ultimate in hope. Marcos, thank you so much for being with us. Really enjoyed it. You got a big year starting up, and glad to catch you before.
We should do this at the end of the session.
That's
see what happens.
See if that smile is as broad then. Assemblyman Marcos Crespo, our guest on this edition of Meet the Leaders from the opening of the new session up here in Albany. And for Meet the Leaders, I'm David Smith.